Hi, I'm Nick Schulz. I'm the editor of the American Magazine, which you can find at American.com. I'm joined today by Arthur Brooks. Arthur is the president of the American Enterprise Institute. He's also the author of an important new book, The Battle: How the Fight Between Free Enterprise and Big Government Will Shape America's Future. Arthur, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Nick.
You claim in your book that we are in a new culture war and that it's different from previous culture wars. What do you mean?
Well, in the 1990s, people talked about a culture war on social issues over God and guns and gays and abortions and things like that. I mean, they were the big social issues of the time in the 1990s, but that's largely been eclipsed, not because those issues have been solved, of course, but because the main social issue of our time is how we want to conduct our country, the character of our country as expressed in our economic system. In the early 1990s, the era of Reagan was still kind of around. The people still believed that the free enterprise system, that entrepreneurship and individual freedom and opportunity were the best system. Well, a lot has happened since then. There have been leadership changes, and many people in leadership today are questioning the very foundation of free enterprise as it's supposed to be in the thinking of our founders, central to American culture. Well, we adjudicate that, and the conflicts that we see today, they really are a culture war. They're not an economic conflict. They're asking us to decide between whether or not we want to continue to be a free enterprise culture or whether or not we want a different kind of culture, more like our European friends have.
We'll go just a little bit deeper on that for a second, because if you told somebody free enterprise is a cultural issue, they say, well, wait a minute, it's an economic issue. But you're saying that it's much more central, that it goes to the core of what it means, of who we are as a country and who we are as individuals. Talk a little bit more about it explicitly as a cultural issue.
Well, most Americans, when they think about expanding liberty and individual opportunity and the entrepreneurial system, they don't immediately think about money. They think about what it means to be free, how the United States is different from other countries, what it means for the opportunities their kids are going to have, how this is the fairest system for people who are rewarded for their good judgments and penalized for their bad judgments. I mean, these are all non-economic things. These are all things that most Americans feel are central to whether or not we're a fair, good, and just nation, whether or not, in fact, it's the country that we want to give our kids. And those are deeply cultural issues. We make a big mistake when we say that arguing over the entrepreneurial system or the free enterprise system is all about economics. It's not. There's a lot of money involved, of course, but money is simply a device to measure how much success that we earn in our lives. And that's really the essence of what most Americans think is central to the American dream. That's our culture.